years. It was exhilarating. It was energizing.
It is a context-dependent decision, Congresswoman.
It's a context-dependent decision. That's your testimony today. Calling for the genocide of Jews is depending upon the context.
Hitler had Goebbels. Goebbels had a simple saying: if you tell a big enough lie often enough, people will believe it. They couldn't wait to kill us. They felt justified and righteous in their cause. And here we are today. And here in Colombia.
College protests reaching a boiling point.
April 30th, 2024. Protesters condemning the war in Gaza had barricaded themselves in a building at Columbia University. They demanded the school sever ties with Israel.
If we can agree as a society that some persons need to die if they have an ideology that results in the death of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions, if there are people like that who exist, shouldn't they die?
They have deactivated my card. They are not letting me on campus. These are 5 lawsuits happening, but we don't want to sue. We just want to be Jewish and public. Let us see.
What's happening is university administration that has lost entire control over its campus, that is letting a small minority, but a very loud and very violent minority, to run campus, inserting pro-terrorism content into school.
1930s Germany or New York City 2024?
At Cooper Union, Jewish students were locked inside the library after telling security staff that nearly 24 student demonstrators made them feel unsafe, that they were banging on the door in an attempt to intimidate and cause fear, according to those students.
Dozens of police officers stood idly by as these mass agitators forced their way in. The problem is that many of these agitators wore masks to avoid accountability. Enough is enough. It's time to unmask the hate.
We are ostracized, mocked, harassed, assaulted, and scapegoated because of our identities.
My class is over there. I want to use that entrance.
That's what they do.
You guys are promoting aggression. You guys are promoting hate.
You cannot justify any political agenda that involves killing innocent Jewish civilians. That should never be part of a civil society.
It's truly appalling. We have professors openly calling for global intifadas, totally diminishing the Holocaust, saying Israel desecrates the memory of the Holocaust. You can criticize Israel, but do not commandeer my history and use it against my country. That is not okay.
From shouts, as we can all hear, of globalized intifada on campuses, we have never needed you and your activities more.
Jews are not being protected. For the district attorney, after countless acts of anti-Semitism, countless acts of violence, promising to prosecute those that would commit hate crimes against Jews, to not prosecute trespass, claiming a lack of evidence, when the individuals were literally arrested in the location of their trespass, is on its face ridiculous.
History tells us that any society that embraces anti-Semitism will ultimately rot from within.
So the answer is yes, that calling for the genocide of Jews violates Harvard Code of Conduct, correct?
Again, it depends on the context.
It does not depend on the context. The answer is yes, and this is why you should resign. These are unacceptable answers across the board.
We cannot show our enemies that we are not strong. We have to stay strong and to show them that nothing can beat us.
We can dance again!
For October 7th, we created a touchstone. Hear us, see us, feel us, be with us. It will get better.
We need institutions like the Holocaust Memorial and Tolerance Center, teaching an emerging generation to understand what is at stake when it comes to freedom and democracy and the role that Israel plays as our ally.
The veneer of civilization is paper thin. We are its guardians, and we cannot rest. So we need to support Israel in every way that we can.